Hello and welcome to the Empowered Couples Podcast, where here you get modern, non-boring relationship advice for you and your partner to communicate like pros, fight smarter, and stay in the same team no matter the challenge that you face. I'm one of your hosts, Aaron Freeman.
And I'm Jocelyn Freeman, but you all just know us as the Freemans.
And this episode is a motivational moment to be resilient in uncertain times.
And the intention of these quick motivational episodes is that you become motivated and focused and maybe realigned into what kind of energy you want to have. And are we in the most magnificent of times right now in history?
No, we're not.
No, there is uncertainty in the world, and certainly our experience, we live in the United States. There's a lot going on. Our economy is not thriving to the best it could be, and we know that finances can be a big area that people either have a peace of mind or stress, but also you could be in uncertain times in your relationship. Maybe you are going through a little bit of a rough patch and it feels uncertain. Where are we going? So wherever you're feeling the uncertainty in times, you can go into that and go through fear, or you could be resisting it. But what is the opposite, or what we would say the antidote to resistance, is to be resilient.
And it's really about a mindset. What we want to invite you into, what we want to motivate you here with just a couple of minutes, is to let go of the outside world circumstances being able to generate or to elicit the feeling of being uncertain in your own life. So that's really the big shift here. You observe the outside world, and based on your observation, your mind makes predictions about the future. And if it doesn't seem like it's certain, that creates the feeling in your body of being uncertain, doubt, concern, and worry. So what is it to be resilient? It's to, okay, whatever is happening outside is just going to happen. I have thoughts about it. Those are just thoughts. But you can create your own internal resilience by changing what you're focusing on.
Well, and question for you, have you grown and expanded as a person only during the good times? Probably not. In fact, that's not when you grow. You grow and become better when you're challenged. At least when you embrace the challenge, right? When you embrace a tough time. Think about
the challenge is like an opportunity. There's a choice there.
Exactly. So resilience is to say, all right, these are the circumstances. This is happening, but I'm going to choose my perspective, like Aaron said. And what we want to invite you into is, yes, it is not possible for us to control the uncertain times, but what we do have control over is the way we show up in spite of it. And maybe part of being resilient is to really be conscientious of where you're giving your focus. Maybe it's not about, just always talking about or reading what's going on in the news. We're not saying don't stay informed, but be really vigilant about where your attention is. And as a couple in our life, in our relationship, we are staying informed. We aren't ignorant to what's going on. However, we're being very focused on the way we talk about it. And anytime we start to creep into worry or fear or let it dictate what we think our future is going to be like, we reel it back in.
Well, sometimes we do, but we do have to reel it back in. And so what we focus on is, what we do believe, or what we can reach for right now, is we know that challenges are the opportunity to become the better version of ourselves. And this is from Ed Mylett. We were getting ourselves motivated listening to Ed Mylett this week. And on the other side of challenges, he says, is the person you've always wanted to become.
Yes.
Or at least the next version of the person that you've wanted to become. So that's one shift right there. Be resilient. Okay, there's outside challenges. Okay, that is the opportunity that I choose to step into becoming the person that I'm meant to be.
Yes. And so within your partnership, within your life, that is what you're being invited to in right now. Do not, just feel as though you are a victim to this. Rise, become stronger, become more resilient, become focused.
Let me say this.
Yes.
You might not feel like you can become that right now. So that when you were saying that, I felt like, that felt like kind of a big jump, maybe depending on where you're at. No, focus on you will become all the things you just said. So
yes.
Go ahead and wrap. on what you just
You
said.
will become, and I'm going to say you are now. I'm going to give you both.
I'm about to be.
I'm about to be strong, unstoppable, growing, focused. Nothing can take me down. I can overcome this. I am resourceful. I am able to come up with solutions. You're a team. Let's take it not even to I, to we. We are strong. We are resilient.
I'm not in this by myself.
Nothing can take us down. We are resilient in the face of any circumstances, any challenges that are outside there, and we are staying focused on who we want to become.
Sometimes lately I've been thinking, I am always so focused on, it was myself, and then those outside circumstances and the predictable future, and then there was fear and there was uncertainty. But I thought to myself, my partner's pretty awesome. Like Jocelyn is really creative. She has great energy. She's very resourceful. And that's my partner. Mm-hmm. So sometimes maybe what you do is my partner is just way more awesome right now than me. And it's a good thing we're partners because I'm going to hitch my wagon to Jocelyn's joy, to her focus, to her creativity, and then let you be the one that even maybe pulls me forward for a day or a week or whatever the period of time until I catch some of that resilient momentum.
I'll leave you with this. The other day, we were not feeling super resilient. We were feeling down. But what we did, and I think you turned to me and asked, how long are we going to let ourselves stay down like this?
Oh, yeah.
And we just said, only tonight. And then tomorrow we're going to wake up. And so that is what I would leave you with, is to ask each other.
I got to say one thing on that. And maybe that can be part of the motivation you took away too. You don't have to resist how you're feeling. Mm-mm. But I said, how long? And then you said, we're going to, it even created humor. You said, well, let's be depressed for the rest of the night. I'm like, all right, great. Let's both be depressed. And then tomorrow we'll get back into it.
Exactly. So that's the question for you and your partner is, how long are you going to let yourselves stay down and not just let yourself shift the energy? So we are inviting you into resilience. Yes, it's uncertain times. There are outside things. Real stuff is going on, and we are not trying to ignore that. However, you get to choose how you show up inside of that.
Okay, sorry. Last piece. Just have to say this. Every generation has always thought that it was the end for them, and there was always a really tough scenario. In psychology, it's actually called the end of times. It's like, if you think back, I remember this as a kid. I remember so many newspapers, and they were probably like the Inquisitor or the Inquirer, whatever like the tabloids are. I remember as a kid going through the grocery stores, and it was always about Nostradamus predicts the end of the world. And I remember that often. And it wasn't just me. It wasn't just because it was the 2000s. You can go back generations. World War II, World War I, the Depression. Everyone in their own generation has always thought, this is horrible. This is the worst ever been. Whatever. There's always challenging times.
Yes.
That's not the point. It is about what you focus on and creating yourself and your partner and your relationship as resilient.
Exactly. So stay resilient by staying plugged into the podcast. So much more coming to you. And make sure you are tuning into our other resources, our books, The Argument Hangover, the courses, sessions with us. We are here for you. You are not alone in any of this. With that, we love you, and we will talk to you on the next episode.